Iyara seems to be a bit disappointed with Alliance and Bounty Killer for the lack of attention thereof, or maybe the lack of exposure. Whatever it is, this is what Iyara tells the Star. Iyara stated that the move to leave Alliance was partly motivated by his need to have more attention placed on his career. Iyara stated that when you're in a big group like that, you're not gonna get much focus. That is part of the reason why me have to say own way. I'm doing my own thing. Over the years, we their own killer, we put in the work, and me feel like at the time now to elevate and focus upon myself. Me have people who are depend on me too. So me have to get myself out there so me can support who I look up to me. Can't live in my father's house forever. Iyara went on by explaining his own thing by saying Vybz Kartel can never not be a part of the Alliance, but in building own entity, which is the Gaza Empire. Me I build my own entity by doing my own thing. Alliance will always be the root because you know a Bounty Killer that, and I am still the father. But I am grown and self-driven, so me have to move forward and get my thing going. People will always expect to see me own killer, but them now go see that again. Me go the east and them go the west. If we have a link, we link. Killer can call me if he want. If me see him, me heal him. Well, Iyara stated that he cannot live in his father's house forever, which is true. I believe that is entirely true. But I mean, you were brought into the Alliance in 2011 and you are not excelling your craft as yet. I mean, I don't think you made a good example in the Star by using Vybz Kartel name, because when Vybz Kartel was leaving the Alliance, he's already been established as a household name in the dancehall fraternity. Well, people, based on the interview there, it seems like Bounty Killer and Iyara are no longer seen eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? So, Bounty Killer did not like what Iyara said in the interview with Star, so basically he took to his own platform that he can voice his own opinion, which is Instagram. Killer had a very lengthy post on Instagram. He says, Alliance wishes Iyara all the best in his career and endeavors, but attention was not and could never be the issues. Youth, maybe more like overexposure, was by you being in the public's eyes way before fully developing proper skills. I know lyrics was always there, but variation and our vocal abilities, melody schemes, and flow is just coming full circle. And Iyara, remember Sunfest 2017? I got you and K Queens booked to do your own thing, perform solo, and you took a show in Canada for $2,000 instead. What exposure is bigger than Sunfest stage in dancehall? Just always get your priorities straight, brother, and no man cannot declare that they left Alliance and still considered to be a part. Hell no. Busy never said he left, and he's doing his own thing. From then, Bling didn't, Marshall didn't. They just branch off and do their own thing, but never announce. No affiliation, and since own way thing, you stop coming to Bounty Sundays. So how do you still support Alliance? Because if most man get 1% of attention you gotten, you would have realized how much you should be thankful. Also, I'm a bit disappointed with your article, because up to now you didn't say you was grateful for whatever little attention or exposure you gotten from Alliance, though you only said you wanted more attention. And that says a lot about a person's generosity. But handle your business, Iyara. Well, what I can say, I can't agree with Bounty Killer, because I mean, there was the attention that Iyara got from Alliance. I mean, even if it wasn't much, you could be grateful for it. And I guess Iyara was not really grateful for what that Bounty Killer has done for him. He's still trying to say Bounty Killer could have done more. And the fact that Bounty Killer got you booked for Sunfest, isn't it? As an artist, when you have no big hits out there, for do your own thing, and you turned that down and went to Canada for $2,000, just $2,000. I mean, you could have gotten your career off. Ain't nobody know about the show that you did in Canada. Nobody knows about it, but a lot of people would have seen you on Sunfest. That's a bigger platform for you. However, I'm going to share a story because Bounty Killer mentioned a 2000. Something about Iyara in the past that I've picked up when I went to a show in Mandeville. Iyara was booked for a show in Mandeville. I can't remember when, but I went to live in Jamaica a couple years back. 2015. Iyara was set to perform on that show, right? He was the headliner for that show. Dueno, Dana Road was on that show, and another artist was there that nobody never heard of. He was based in Mandeville. So Iyara took that show, and in the 1 o'clock, it's a dance, and once people DJ at dance, once people perform, see performance, then the dance done, them have left. And Iyara keep telling the promoter that the person who booked him that he had to go, he have a flight in the morning to leave. So why did Iyara took that show knowing he had a flight the very next morning? You should have, you gotta perform like 5-6 o'clock. By 1 o'clock, I wanted to perform. And he was basically the headliner for that show. It's a dance, and the performance is in the morning. That's the last part, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. That's the time these artists will perform. Anyway, because the promoter never want Iyara left without him perform, because he already gotten paid, they let him perform at 1 a.m. in the night. So the plan was to let Iyara perform, leave, then they go back to the dance, then let Dueno perform. However, once they started the performance, they couldn't stop it. They could not stop it. Dueno had to go on next. And keep in mind, people, Dueno had a bigger hit song than Iyara in 2015. Dana Road, people. So therefore, Dueno had a great performance over Iyara, because people were singing with Dueno when he was singing Dana Road. That wasn't the case with Iyara. Iyara performed and it just came and went. Dueno performed and had a great response from the crowd. After Dueno performed, what makes it worse is the third guy that nobody knew about. He was the one that tore the whole place down. And after all 3 performances, the party was done dead by about 3 o'clock. So Iyara came to and wrecked the party when he should have been performing in the 5-6 o'clock. So after hearing the promoters talking about how Iyara messed up the party, it came to me. I said, why did Iyara took that show knowing he had a flight the very next morning? You can't perform when you have a flight. So I think personally, Iyara had another show that night. He wanted to wrap this one up to go to the other one, and that was bad for business. So I think Iyara was personally bad at business at that time. And the only reason why he made headliner for that show over Dueno is because of the Bunticular stamp. Anything Alliance stamp is approved. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, people, we have to wrap this up. So let me know what you think about Iyara, the whole Iyara and Bunticular situation in the comments. And let me know if you see Iyara getting bigger after Alliance, or maybe forgotten.